The chemo was causing a hole in my intestine. So, and if the hole get any bigger, the feces will come out of the hole, and that's when my life will get into danger. I was first diagnosed with cervical cancer at the age of 24, and my first relapse at the age of 25, and the second relapse at the age of 26. And this is how I survived cervical cancer 3 times. It was actually like unusual bleeding. To be exact, it's actually like after intercourse. I thought it was like irregular menses, so I didn't really think too much about it until like a few months later, it still bleeds. And then I felt that it's something not right, so I went to see a doctor. That's when then I realized that I had cervical cancer. So when the doctor told me that I need to remove my womb, and that's when that it actually hit me, because I always wanted to be a mother. Motherhood is very important to me because when I was young, I don't feel that I have a family. I don't have that family love and warmth that I always yearn for. So I wanted to have my own family that I can go home to. So if you remove my womb, it's like you're just like, taking my dream away from me. Yeah, that was really like devastating for me. Most of the patients there are actually like they are quite old. Either they have given birth, or like they have passed certain age that it's okay to remove. I mean, that's the safest solution in a way. Yeah. I actually rejected the idea, so I did find some other alternative, and it's actually to remove part of the cervix, where the tumor is and everything, not the womb. The doctor actually said yes, and that's doable. Yeah, so in the end, we did go for the surgery, and then so I did keep my womb. I didn't tell anyone about my diagnosis. I only start telling people after I confirmed my surgery. I don't see any point of me telling anybody and making them worried. And I don't like that kind of feeling whereby people will come and give me that pitiful look. I think it's better for me to go myself. Yeah, get everything sorted out, and then this is going to be a solution, and and they don't really have to worry too much about it. After I recovered from my surgery, my lifestyle would say definitely changed, but I wouldn't say it's a healthy lifestyle. Before I was diagnosed with cervical cancer, I was a very much workaholic. I worked from Monday to Sunday, morning to almost dawn, I would say. My record will be 4 jobs a day. I didn't really have regular mealtime. It's after like about 10 months later, I found out that I have my first relapse. I know that my lifestyle wasn't healthy, so I wasn't very surprised with my relapse as well. But I was just more of like upset with myself. Like why did I allow this to happen again? I'm like, yeah. The doctor did not suggest to remove my womb because once I relapse, there'll be chances of relapsing in the future. So in a way, it's considered too late. So when I got diagnosed with my first relapse, I have to go for chemotherapy, because that time when I checked, the tumor was quite big. So I have to reduce the size of the tumor and then proceed with the operation. So after 9 weeks of chemotherapy, I go for my surgery. After surgery, another 9 more weeks of chemo. And then, I recovered from my first relapse. So the second relapse is also found out by the regular checkups. My doctor, halfway through my chemo, he said that I have to stop my chemo because the chemo was corroding into my intestine, my colon, and it's causing a hole in my intestine. And if the hole get any bigger, the feces will come out of the hole, and that's when my life will get into danger. So it will be very risky to continue with the chemo. My doctor recommended me to do a colostomy, which is having part of my intestine to be out of my body, whereby I have to do my big business outside of my body. Yeah, and that was a very daunting thought to have that kind of experience. I was very, very reluctant and against the idea of that procedure. It started to get really tiring, like mentally drained. I thought that I wasn't able to get like fully recovered. That's why I started to give up and I decided to just get out of Singapore for a good 6 months. Starting was great. However, when I was on my 4th month, I can feel my tumor growing back and I was in pain. Like it really started to hurt until like it affected my walking as well. Yeah, I would get breathless very easily. I couldn't find that energy as well to do a lot of things. But yeah, the pain was too painful that I had to come back to Singapore like during the 5th month for treatment. It was very critical. It was stage 3 already. I have to do like a lot of emergency treatments. So first will be the chemo, but they have to increase the dosage. And definitely I have to go for my colostomy. That was not an option for me. I have to go for it. So it's like a plastic bag. There was this hole for your feces to drop in. The first week was actually really horrible because I have a lot of rashes. So it's really uncomfortable. Usually I will wait until when I get home to change it because the moment you take out, it will stink. Yeah, it wasn't a pretty sight. So yeah, then I started to just keep myself at home because I just feel uncomfortable going out. Why do I relapse is also because my body was actually really weak. The chemotherapy is also killing all my good cells. So there's no way that my body is able to fight for itself. So that's when I decided to seek for a 2-week treatment in Cebu. It's more on building up my immune system to let my body defend for itself. By the time I went back to Singapore again after my treatment, the tumor shrinked even more. So that's when I can go for my surgery already. Yeah, until now, it's on my 2nd year remission.
Looking forward, right? Do you still want to have a child?
Definitely I still want to have a child, but I will guess, my state of mind is a bit different right now whereby I will not really be stubborn and just insist on giving birth myself. Definitely there will be higher chance of miscarriage because my cervix I had surgery before, so it's not as strong as other women. I would like to be able to reach out to more people and sharing my knowledge and helping people to overcome certain challenges of their life, and transform their life. Cervical cancer is one of the cancers that you can prevent, and there's actually this misconception whereby the vaccines is only for women, but it's also for men. When they take the vaccine, it's not only to protect the women, but also themselves from other kind of viruses as well. So it's only life after cancer that I start to love myself a lot more. I want people to be more confident of themselves, be it having cancer or after surviving cancer.